you're sleeping outside or in the back of your car, some nights are wildly better than others. It's early Saturday morning, and with overnight temperatures a still and sticky 36 degrees, we arrive at Lake Dartmouth feeling a little dusty.
In the northeastern corner of Victoria, Lake Dartmouth sits on the Mitta River, storing water from the snowfields of the high country. About 6 times the capacity of Sydney Harbour on a good day, our plans are pretty simple. Head into the hills and circumnavigate the whole thing. This is our happy place. And with our heads back into it, Razorback Spur track slowly ascends at a rocky, low-range pace, before the canopy opens up for some incredible views of the ranges beyond. Camp that night would be at Wombat Post Office Campground, a tiny site deep in the hills next to a creek with the same name. We couldn't find much history about the place, or if it was ever even a post office. We quite like that though, just adds to the mystery.
Significantly less dusty this morning. It's rained a fair bit. We slept a fair bit, and I think we're good to go.
So we've come down here yesterday, and the plan was to try and do as many tracks around Lake Dartmouth as we could, but we've been rained out today, so we're just gonna see if we can come around here to camp later today. Spiders do you think are in here right now?
More than one.
Our plan has already gone wrong.
A recurring theme on these tracks would be a lot of steep ascents and a lot of steep, washed out descents. Nothing too hairy, but we're glad the rain didn't make it this far. Before Kings Creek Track drops back into the Alpine National Park, the tree line splits just enough to catch a glimpse of the lake in the distance. We were in no rush, but whilst it might not look like that far, it would still be another hour or so of winding forest road before we'd finally be hitting camp.
This is what we were looking for. A quiet camp, far from anywhere, with a good view and a nice cold drink.
What do you reckon?
It's definitely in the way.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, keep going. It's going. Might need to move. We're going to have to move it. We're going to have to change the position. Try again, just don't go down that ditch.
Moving the fallen tree was an interesting start to our last morning, and to be honest, we put the camera down to concentrate and clear the rest of the track safely.
We were lucky that the tree had already started to split in the middle on impact, so despite its size, a few well-placed snatch straps made dragging each section off the track a lot easier.
Nearing the end of our loop around the lake, we were back on the faster forest roads by now. But a quick detour would take us down an overgrown track into the valley past the old Glendark mine site. Abandoned in the late 1800s, not much remains of the township itself, but remnants of the mine site, the battery and boiler can all be found quietly rusting amongst the bush.
"3 days and a tad over 1,000 Ks took us from what was a bit of a shaky start to one of our favourite trips yet. It didn't all go to plan, and with the time we had, we only scratched the surface of this beautiful part of Victoria.
But that's what we do. And we're getting okay with that. We're getting comfortable with not being too comfortable. And with that, we'll see how we go next time.